Hey guys, welcome back to UTV On Demand. On September 3rd of 2020, Yamaha revealed the details of their brand new 2 and 4 seat Wolverine RMAX Sport Utility side-by-side models. The all-new Wolverine RMAXs come well appointed with an impressive spec sheet which seems to blur the lines even further between sport and the sport utility segments. According to Yamaha, the 1000cc class is far and above the largest class in the sport utility side-by-side category for both trail riders and explorers, and a class they've been absent from until now. We've got a lot of material to cover on this all-new machine, but before we dig in any further, we wanted to let you know that UTV On Demand's first look at the 2021 Yamaha RMAX Wolverine 1000 was made possible by
Planet Side by Side makes upgrading your ride fast and affordable with their price match guarantee and free shipping on orders over $99. A leader in wheel and tire packages, they stock System 3, Maxxis, ITP, Fuel, Method Race wheels, and more. Planet Side by Side serves your off-road audio needs with brands like Wet Sounds, SSV Works, and Rockford Fosgate. For all your side-by-side needs with no interest financing available, visit planetsidebyside.com.
With specifications that far exceed most of the current 1000cc class competitors, the new Wolverine RMAX appears poised to give the Polaris General XP 1000 a tough battle for the 1000cc sport utility crown, while potentially capturing more of the naturally aspirated sport segment from drivers wishing for a CVT-equipped 64-inch wide machine from a Japanese manufacturer. At the heart of the new RMAX is the brand new 999cc liquid-cooled parallel twin-cylinder engine featuring 4 valves and double overhead cams per cylinder. Yamaha recommends premium pump gas with the engine's 11.2 to 1 compression ratio, which is higher than some sport class machines. The engine is said to produce 108 horsepower, with class-leading horsepower and torque propelling the machine to a top speed just under 70 miles an hour with a 8,500 RPM redline. The parallel twin has a 270-degree firing order, which increases torque and traction due to the closer firing order, creating more space between power surges. Yamaha is claiming a 4% reduction in rotating mass compared to the 850cc class Wolverine X2 and X4 models. And less mass typically means improved revability. A counterbalancer and 4-point rubber engine mounts were employed to keep vibrations to a minimum. Oil is circulated via dry sump lubrication with an oil cooler for added cooling. A shallow sump profile on the bottom of the engine and an inclined engine layout allow for a more compact design with a lower center of gravity. As we would expect on a high-performance engine, the latest surface treatments were used on the engine's internals. Air intakes for the engine and CVT are mounted high, with the engine's intake providing tool-free access to a primary foam filter. There's also a secondary paper filter that Yamaha claims will not pass dirt. Fuel is delivered via Yamaha fuel injection with dual 48mm throttle bodies. As with other Yamaha Ultramatic fully automatic CVT transmission equipped machines, Yamaha is covering the RMAX CVT drive belts with a 10-year belt warranty. A primary wet clutch eliminates the need to slip the drive belt on takeoffs, which greatly reduces wear, although this type of transmission is a bit harder to tune with aftermarket clutch kits. Exhaust from the CVT is utilized to cool the exhaust pipe and spark plug coils. A transmission designed specifically for smooth characteristics and single inline front and rear drive shafts help keep the drivetrain running smooth and quiet. With the capability of 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, and 4-wheel drive with front differential lock, Yamaha's on-command drive system has always worked flawlessly for us. Available on XTR and LE models for the first time, Yamaha is offering multiple drive modes on a side-by-side with their Yamaha chip-controlled throttle. Offering sport, trail, and crawl modes, each mode is designed to offer maximum throttle, with sport mode tuned for quick acceleration and responsiveness to throttle input. Trail mode is tuned for smoother acceleration and more linear response, with crawl mode offering slower response for greater traction in rocks or mud. Drive modes also affect engine braking. Trail and crawl modes offer full engine braking, with sport mode tuned for a smoother engine braking, preferable when coming down from speed in whooped or choppy terrain. Yamaha's intelligent speed management system is engaged by a removable key under the hood that limits the machine to a top speed of 25 miles an hour, while still allowing full engine power for steep climbs or towing heavy loads without any drawbacks in power delivery. Apparently only those affluent enough to afford the LE models are able to enjoy this feature, so if you aren't one of the lucky ones, don't loan your RMAX to drivers you don't trust. The RMAX models are built on brand new steel frames sharing a 64-inch width, which is ideal for all types of terrain. Most of the underside of the frame is covered by a welded-on steel skid plate, with front plastic skid plates and rear CV guards. Kickouts on the lower frame rails help prevent snagging rear wheels on trees and other obstacles. Winch-ready steel bumpers come standard on all models, with tie-down hooks for easy trailering and integration for 2 accessory lights. XTR and LE models' front bumpers benefit from plastic covers and integration for 4 accessory lights. They also come equipped with worn winches. Both RMAXs utilize dual A-arms front with wide arc lower arms for improved ground clearance. Dual control arms out back utilize single stamp design lower arms for improved strength. Fox Podium 2.0 QS3 shocks are used on the standard and XTR models, with Fox IQS shocks used on the LE model. Both shocks feature nitrogen reservoirs, dual rate springs with preload adjustment, and 3-way compression damping adjustability with comfort, medium, and firm settings for different speeds and terrains. The QS3 shocks have 3 position dials on the shock reservoirs, while the IQS system allows you to select between different settings via a switch inside the cockpit. Performance enthusiasts like us might balk at the simplicity of the 3-position compression damping adjustment, but it's been proven to work pretty well on other models, and its simplicity helps take the guesswork out of getting the ride you're looking for, if Yamaha and Fox nailed the spring rate and valving. According to Yamaha, the shocks were optimized for maximum low-speed comfort and maximum articulation, while still offering a high level of bottoming resistance. The RMAX2 features class-leading suspension travel at both ends with 14.2 inches front and 16.9 inches rear. That's nearly 3 inches more rear suspension travel than the General XP 1000, and within 1/10 of an inch of Yamaha's YXZ 1000R Sport side-by-side, and more overall travel than the 64-inch wide Honda Talon X Sport machine. While both machines use front sway bars, the RMAX2 forgoes a rear sway bar for maximum articulation. Yamaha felt rear seat passengers on the RMAX4 would benefit from continuing to use one. The RMAX2's 86.7-inch wheelbase is claimed to improve the contact to ground feeling on steep climbs and descents compared to the 83-inch wheelbase of the General XP 1000. Rolling on 30 10x14 radial tires on 14-inch aluminum wheels, the RMAX2 delivers the square wheel setup we prefer with GBC Dirt Commander 2.0 tires used on the standard model and Maxxis Carnivore tires used on the XTR and LEs. Ground clearance is class leading at 13.8 inches. With 14.2 inches of suspension travel front and 13.3 inches of travel out back, the RMAX4 is just shy of the overall travel of the General XP4 1000. The RMAX4 features a 90.2-inch wheelbase, around 24 inches shorter than the General XP4, and within 3/10 of an inch of the wheelbase of Yamaha's 2-seat sport side-by-side, the YXZ 1000R, leading us to think that the RMAX4 should handle like a 2-seater on tight trails. They opted to go with a staggered radial tire setup, with 29x9 x 14-inch tires up front and 29x11 x 14-inch tires rear for more precise steering with the 4-seat configuration and reduced tire sidewall height for reduced tire roll. This makes sense on a vehicle that'll be loaded down with 4 occupants. Like the RMAX2, Dirt Commander tires are used on the standard model, with Carnivores on the LE and XTR editions. Its 13.4 inches of ground clearance are within 1/10 of an inch of the General XP, but its shorter wheelbase could certainly give it the advantage on tighter trails. No other manufacturer has sorted out power steering quite as well as Yamaha. It's light, natural feeling with a good amount of feedback from the trail while eliminating jarring impacts from being transferred through the steering wheel. With Yamaha claiming wet weights with all fluids installed and Polaris listing dry weights, it's hard to speculate on power to weight ratios. Yamaha's wet weight of 1,884.9 pounds compares to Polaris's dry weight of 1,712 pounds for the General XP. The RMAX4's claimed wet weight is 2,059.1 pounds compared to Polaris's wet weight of 2,058 pounds for the General XP4. Hard telling how they'll finish on the drag strip, but we'd say the RMAX4 could certainly be a bit lighter than the Polaris. The RMAXs are slowed by four-wheel hydraulic disc brakes. 255mm rotors with 32mm calipers are used up front, with 244.5mm rotors and 27mm calipers out back. Dual piston calipers are found at both ends. Steel braided brake lines are used for enhanced power and feel. Along with all the promise of performance also comes the capability to get work done or haul more gear out for the weekend. Both units feature a 2-inch hitch receiver with 1 ton of towing capacity. The RMAX2 features a cosmetically well-disguised hydraulically assisted composite dump bed with multiple steel tie-down points and a 600-pound cargo capacity. The RMAX4 forgoes the dumping cargo bed but allows the rear seats to be individually stowed forward, expanding rear cargo space. It also features multiple steel tie-down points and can haul up to 600 pounds of cargo. Entering and exiting the RMAX has been made easier with a 63% increase in the lower body opening with 33% more room up top. New 3-piece doors feature interior door handles located further from flying mud. Integrated door speaker pods are designed to make installing speakers easier with improved acoustics. A blue backlit LED display is mounted just behind the steering wheel and appears easy to read. The automotive-style cockpit is said to be larger for all occupants, with soft touch points located throughout. The driver's seat features nearly a ½ an inch more rearward movement compared to the previous Wolverine X2 and X4. To keep you securely in place, the seats featured increased bolstering with new cut-and-sewn seat covers. The seat belts feature tool-free 6-point adjustability in 20mm increments. Comfort and control were addressed with a revised brake and gas pedal. Welcome additions as we found modulating the throttle difficult at lower speeds on the 2019 Wolverine 850s. A 17-degree tilt adjustable steering wheel is constructed of a softer durometer rubber. The passenger benefits from a new quick adjusted T-shaped grabbed handlebar with 95mm of adjustment that can be adjusted in 4mm increments. Interior storage includes a 5.8-liter passenger glove box and 2.7-liter center console. There are cubbies in the center console as well as driver and passenger side storage shelves. There are 2 cup holders found in the RMAX2 and 6 in the RMAX4. XTR and limited edition RMAX models benefit from Yamaha Adventure Pro GPS tablet integration along with a USB charge port. The Adventure Pro can be locked in place for security and removed for use in your car or truck. These models also come with blue interior lights, backlit switches, and rear view mirrors. LE models also benefit from an SSV Works audio system with 6.5-inch door speakers mounted in the integrated door pods. It's pre-wired for a subwoofer in the RMAX2 with additional wiring for overhead speakers in the RMAX4. All RMAX2 models plus XTR and LE RMAX4 models come with Suntop standard featuring integration with Yamaha's accessory windshield, cabin closure systems, and mirrors. The RMAX4 roof features integrated speaker pods for rear occupants. If you like to accessorize your rig like us, it's worth noting that Yamaha already has over 100 accessories ready to go for the new Wolverines, with most of them built in-house using CAD drawings from machines to ensure OEM quality fitment, a matching finish, and rust protection on steel parts. When it comes to off-road vehicles, it's the performance on the inside that counts. But we feel Yamaha nailed the looks of the machine. Its modern sporty styling is accented with new LED marker lights. 7.6 watt LED low beams with 15.2 watt reflector high beam headlights are found out front, with LED tail and reverse lights found out back. Without a test, we can't say anything definitive regarding performance. However, we can say that on paper, Yamaha looks to be a class leader that's capable of stealing away a margin of the naturally aspirated sport side-by-side segment. Their specifications make all 3 trim levels impressive. And with premium performance comes a premium price. However, with the General XP 1000 coming in at $22,999, you can get an entry-level RMAX2 for $3,200 less at $19,799. A similar comparison can be made between 4-seat versions, with the RMAX4 coming in at $3,700 less at $21,299. Comparable premium packages are very similarly priced. To get a full grip on the different packages available, visit YamahaMotorsports.com. So let us know what you think about Yamaha's Wolverine RMAX 1000 in the comments section below. And be sure to let us know if you want to see a shootout between the General XP 1000 and the all-new RMAX 1000. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's next on UTV On Demand.